This down, man. I am not Bo. Bo, come on, man.
I got you. Princeton Jersey guy, you know I got you.
This guy always looks.
So you should have came after Mo Bamba. You should have came after Cole. That you guys need to.
Exactly. What the heck?
Man, if you just step forward.
Okay. Good.
I'm good. You?
Oh, man. Doing well, bro.
You know, we talked all this summer about what this opportunity would mean for you. You know, to continue to have a 2-year contract under your belt, getting that opportunity to again assimilate with the parent club. Just how much do the next couple weeks mean for you as you continue to show what you can do in this league?
I think for me, the biggest thing, training camp is training camp. Obviously, that's where you're going to be evaluated. That's where everyone, you're under the spotlight now. But for me, the past 50 days were the most important for me during this off season, getting ready for this, in the best shape I've ever been, physically, healthiest I've ever been. And so for me, I feel like the work has been laid. The season starts really today, with meeting with you guys, being able to talk to everybody. So for me, it's just doing what I do. And that's, communicating at a high level, just holding people accountable, having good energy, and making shots. So, if I do that, obviously, my goal is to be here, long term with the team. Hopefully that's what happens, but I'm going to just be present every day, see where that takes me.
Obviously, contract's the contract, non-guaranteed deal. I guess you've always talked about everything's been non-guaranteed for you, but I guess how does that you continue to have that approach no matter what, and not being able to, get settled in that sense?
Oh, it's just life, and in anyone's situation, right? Whether you're fully guaranteed everything, you see what happens around the league every day, with people getting traded. So that's way out of my hands. I control what I can control. And like I've said over and over again, that's showing up with the right mentality, the good energy, and owning what I do. And at the end of the day, I'll be here to play a role, and I'm going to be the best at what I do. So that's what I'm excited to do in camp.
How'd you get the kicks? Or those are hard to come by.
Shout out Markel. Markel blessed me with these actually on my birthday. So the Mamba Sita Kobe's on the feet, and I had to represent. So.
How did going through the rehab process last year, how did that kind of give you the perspective that you needed to kind of embrace, get yourself back, and embrace the opportunity that you have now this year?
I mean, that's really everything I talk about. It's taking things day at a time, right? I couldn't play the first day out of my injury, which, was super devastating in the moment. But for me, it was going to be a process, and I didn't know where that process would take me. So it was just showing up every day, whether I wanted to, whether I didn't want to. I had good days, I had bad days, but just getting healthy and obviously getting back here was the end goal from that injury. So obviously they blessed me, with that 10-day, converted it to 2-year non-guarantee. So now it's continuing to do what I do, and I show up every day, whether things are guaranteed or not guaranteed, and do what I do best, right? And that's lead, that's communicate, and like I said, make shots. So that's what I plan to do. And makes or misses, I'm going to keep the process the same.
Devin, can you talk a little bit about your faith in this whole process? Princeton to G League to MVP to championship, devastating injury, and now you're back. Can you talk about how your faith told you?
Yeah, that's been my North Star. Right? That's been, what's guided me through the uncertainty. That's what guided me in high school when I wasn't recruited heavily, going to an Ivy League school, that I was making the right decision. And I believe in God's plan for me. I have the right people in my circle, to help me through this. And I think it's guided me here. I'm excited to see where that guides me moving forward. But right now, my feet are here, talking with you all, getting ready for camp. And the rest is out of my control. So I'm just going to show up every day, like I keep saying, and do what I can, what I'm capable of, and see where that leads me.
Devin, you talked about your long road of recovery before rejoining the team last season. Can you speak to how the Magic organization has treated you just throughout the whole process?
Yeah, I've said it once. I've said it probably many times. And this place is like a family. It really is a family environment. It feels like home to me. Even if you're a max guy on an injury, there's always that uncertainty. And I'm a fringe guy, 2-way, 10-day guy who has a could have been career-ending, season-ending injury. The Magic could have easily looked at me, you may have potential, and just went on to the next person. I'm still here. And that's speaks volumes to Jeff, John, Coach Mosley, this whole organization, to have that faith and belief in me. So I think a big reason why I keep fighting, why I work so hard and pour so much energy into this organization, is because they've done the same for me. So it's definitely a 2-way street there. And we're healthy now, and excited to see if it all pays off.
how important was it for you to kind of embrace Orlando? Like we saw you at Orlando City games, at Orlando Pride games. Like, see you pretty active with fans. Like, what is it? How much have you embraced Orlando, and what does it mean to be in this city?
I mean, that's who I am at the end of the day, and I think I haven't had that kind of stability to be able to pull myself into the community before, and so being on this contract now, leading into training camp, having an apartment, a place to call home, that's just who I am. So, or the Magic organization has, like I said, poured that energy into me. When I root myself into a community, I usually, my whole life have poured that same energy back out, and so. Thank the Orlando Pride and Orlando City organization for inviting me, my fiance over. They obviously won that U.S. Open Cup, and so I like that energy around Orlando in itself. The championship ways, and I think if you keep pouring yourself and the community pours back into you, that can all manifest itself here. And so I'm a firm believer in that. So I made a tweet, was like, hey, share your notes with us, right? Because whatever they're doing was working, and I think we have the same blueprint and same path. So. That was exciting. It was a good summer, and obviously excited to see everybody out in Amway this year too.
Devin, you often talk about run your own race. You have that, along those lines with the community. You were able to do a lot of community work this summer, both here, back home, etc. Just how much did it mean to you to have the opportunity to do all those things? Because it seemed like we were with you every other week doing a community activity.
No, that's everything, man. I think I don't do this for myself. I don't do it for the money, for the notoriety. I think, I was once a kid who had dreams, aspirations, and always was seeking out, greatness. And I wanted to be the best version of myself. I wanted to be in the NBA. And I'm sure there's kids out there in this community, back home where I'm from, who feel the same way. And maybe they don't have that person to physically, tangibly, be there for them, even in a moment. So again, wherever I'm at, and that was back home, unveiling a court, that's here, having opportunities to pour into the community. It was awesome to do that. And I'll do that as long as I'm here, wherever I'm at, for the rest of my life. So.
Good deal.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man.